policy.
It's the same thing from the Reagan years, the Clinton years, and really some during H.W. Bush, but especially during the Bill Clinton years. And then again during Bush and Obama, America uses these jihadi, Saudi-backed Sunni suicide bomber terrorists for American imperial ends. Our government hates their adversaries more than they hate our blood enemies who have slaughtered Americans by the thousands and American soldiers by the thousands in Iraq War II as well. This is how crazy their priorities are compared to what the American people believe they were giving them the writ to do, to protect us from these terrorist groups. And of course, Obama's support for Al-Qaeda in Syria led to the rise of the Islamic State. In 2013, they conquered all of eastern Syria. In 2014, they rolled into all of western Iraq, all of Iraqi Sunnistan. And the Islamo-fascist caliphate that had been bin Laden's wildest dream from the attic he was hiding in, and had been George Bush's most phony propaganda from the era of his terror war in Iraq, had become true. Bush opened up western Iraq, and then Obama backed them to the hilt in Syria to such a degree they were able to erase the Sykes-Picot border between Syria and Iraq and declare a brand new Islamist caliphate. And they had seized a territory the size of Great Britain, which they held for 3 years before America had then, guess what, of course, had to ally with the Shia in Iraq, the Badr Brigade, the Iraqi Shiite army, and all of those Iranian-backed militias. America flew as their air force. The same guys our government wished they hadn't fought for in Iraq War II, they ended up fighting for them again in Iraq War III. And even now, our special operations forces are embedded with these, well, certainly the Iraqi army, but essentially 1 degree away from these very same Shiite militias. The ones that Donald Rumsfeld had used back in 2005 when he called it the El Salvador option. His death squads to hunt down the Sunnis. We're playing that same game right now. And so America is on both sides of this terror war all over the region. Same kind of thing is going on in Yemen. The war in Yemen is against an Iranian-backed group called the Houthis, who've taken over the capital city. And it has put the USA, with our Saudi and UAE allies, again, directly on the side of Al-Qaeda, flying as their air force against their primary enemies, the Houthis. And even the AP and CNN have reported about Al-Qaeda embedded with UAE forces, driving American MRAP, IED-resistant vehicles, and participating in the slaughter of civilians in that war. Again, with America flying as Al-Qaeda's air force against an enemy that has a friendly relationship with Iran. Not that Iran attacked us. At this point, it seems like through the Clinton, Bush, Obama, and now into the Trump governments, to see that this bait and switch continues on should mean to the American people, to any of us, libertarians or anyone else, that this government is not fit to be our security force. Our security is not its priority.
Democide is when a government kills its own people. In the 20th century, it's been estimated 256 million people were killed by their own government. That's 6 times greater than the amount who died in wars.